This Halloween, what's under your costume might just steal the show.
Wait, is that glow-in-the-dark underwear?
Booyah! MeUndies has dropped their spookiest collection yet. Glow-in-the-dark undies and PJs so comfy, it's scary.
Tricks, treats, and buttery soft briefs.
Exactly. To get cozy and spooky for less, go to MeUndies.com/trick-or-treat and enter code TRICKORTREAT to get 20% off your first order. That's 20% off your first order at MeUndies.com/trick-or-treat. Code TRICKORTREAT. MeUndies. Treat yourself.
If you're a smoker or vapor ready to make a change, you really only need one good reason. But with Zyn nicotine pouches, you'll discover many good reasons. Zyn is America's #1 nicotine pouch brand. Plus, Zyn offers a robust rewards program. There are lots of options when it comes to nicotine satisfaction. But there's only one Zyn. Check out Zyn.com/find to find Zyn at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Comcast is committed to bringing access to the internet to all Americans, including rural communities across the country, like Sussex County, Delaware.
We were being left behind. Everybody around us seemed to have internet, but we did not. High-speed internet is one of those good things that we needed to help us move our farming, our small businesses, our recreation forward.
Learn more about how we're bringing our next-generation network to more people across the country at ComcastCorporation.com/investment in America.
Big news! Boost Mobile is now sending experts nationwide to deliver and set up customers' new phones at home or work.
Wait, we're going on tour?
Not a tour. We're delivering and setting up customers' phones so it's easier to upgrade.
Let's get in the tour bus and hit the road.
No, not a tour bus. It's a regular car we use to deliver and set up customers' phones at home or work.
Are you a groupie on this tour?
We deliver and set up phones. It's not a tour.
Oh, you're definitely a groupie.
Introducing Store to Door. Switch and get a new device with expert setup and delivery wherever you're at.
Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com.
This Halloween, what's under your costume might just steal the show.
Wait, is that glow-in-the-dark underwear?
Booyah! MeUndies has dropped their spookiest collection yet. Glow-in-the-dark undies and PJs so comfy, it's scary.
Tricks, treats, and buttery soft briefs.
Exactly. To get cozy and spooky for less, go to MeUndies.com/trick-or-treat and enter code TRICKORTREAT to get 20% off your first order. That's 20% off your first order at MeUndies.com/trick-or-treat. Code TRICKORTREAT. MeUndies. Treat yourself.
Hello, I'm Sarah.
I'm Toby.
And welcome to day 9 of 31 days of Halloween. I've got 4 spooky stories to share today. I'll get straight into them. Are you ready for the first story?
Yes, I am.
I watched myself die from the corner of the room. This happened last year, but it still messes with my head. I was in the hospital after a routine surgery. Nothing crazy, just getting my gallbladder removed. Everything was supposed to be smooth. I woke up in recovery, feeling okay. About an hour later, I suddenly felt really cold, dizzy, and like my heart was beating out of my chest. I told the nurse something felt wrong. And that's the last thing that I remember from inside my body. What I remembered next was watching the whole thing happen, like I was standing in the corner of the room. I could see myself lying on the bed, pale as hell, a bunch of nurses rushing in, alarms going off. One of them was doing chest compressions, another was calling for a crash cart. I remember thinking, holy heck, I'm dying. I didn't feel panic. I felt weirdly calm, detached, like it wasn't really me down there, just a shell. I could hear them shouting numbers, shouting my name, and even yelling something like, "We're losing him." I just watched. I even looked down at my arms and realised I didn't have any arms, not physical ones. I was just this floating awareness, kind of like being in a dream, except more vivid than anything I've ever experienced. And then it got even weirder. I felt this pull, not like someone was grabbing me, but more like gravity started working in a different direction. Like I was about to be sucked upward, somewhere. I didn't know where, and right before it happened, I heard this voice in my head, totally calm, just say, "Not yet." Next thing I knew, I jolted awake with a mask on my face, gasping like I'd been underwater. My chest hurt like hell from the compressions. Turns out I flatlined for almost 2 minutes. Heart completely stopped. But somehow, I came back. I didn't tell anyone what I saw, not at first. I'll say this, I was more alive during those 2 minutes than I've ever felt in my whole life. And whatever I was, wherever I was floating, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't a dream. I know what I saw. Out-of-body experiences have always fascinated me because you can't really make it up, because some of them, so many of them correspond with that, what actually went on in the hospital, and it's like corroborated by the people who were there. Yeah, God what?
It was God.
Yeah, God did it.
God saved him.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite often, isn't it? It's like, it's not your time to go, so go back.
Yeah.
But interesting, and also it gives me a bit of reassurance that there is something afterwards.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the second story?
Yes, I am.
Something runs upstairs every night. When I was younger, I was friends with this guy who lived in a fairly big old house. I occasionally went round to hang out. I'll never forget the time I stayed there overnight. We were playing games on the Xbox in his room, and it was quite late at night. I've always been into paranormal stuff, so naturally, I was asking about his old house, as I know he had seen and heard things there. Anyway, he was telling me stories about his house, and he said he always keeps his doors closed at night because he doesn't like the sounds he hears. I asked what he meant, and he told me that almost every night, at around midnight or just after, he hears footsteps coming up the stairs, and once it reaches the top, he hears more, but this time running directly at his room. His bedroom is at the end of the landing, upstairs. He told me that he never has been able to keep the door open to find out what it was. I didn't believe this completely and thought it might be a joke. So he said try and keep the door open and see if you can handle it. So I challenged myself to that and decided I'd keep the door open to find out. It got later through the night and eventually it reached midnight. A few minutes passed and I began to hear those footsteps up the stairs. At first I did think it could have been a family member, but then I realised they'd all gone to bed and all of the lights were off outside the bedroom. I listened as it got closer, and it was like someone just walking up the stairs like normal, except when it reached the top, there was nothing there. I could see the stairs from the bedroom. Moments later, I hear footsteps gradually running towards the bedroom. I panicked and shut the door as fast as I could. I couldn't bear to see what could happen. To this day, years later, I still wonder what it could have been and why almost every night that happened. I wish I could go back and do it again, as I think I could handle it a lot better. I never stopped thinking about that experience. Would you try and sleep with the door open?
Yeah, he dared me to.
I'd be closing it. But there's nothing more terrifying than something running towards you.
Yeah,
that you can't see it.
Once you're in your bed, you're sound.
You're safe. It's your safe spot, is it? Are you ready for the third story?
Yes, I am.
My house is haunted, and I want to tell some stories. I just feel like sharing this, and everyone loves a good haunted house story. My house has been in my family for around 2 generations, so it's a bit old. Maybe 80 years, probably more. Everyone who lives or has lived, stayed for an extended period of time in my house has experienced something unexplainable that we all just chalk up to the ghost. My family is spiritual too, or just enough where it's above the normal person. As in, we sage and use incense to cleanse when the vibes get bad. We are open to the thought of ghosts, spirits, and all that stuff, like give to the universe and you get back. But that's pretty boring, and I'm moving soon to a brand new house that's been built. So I'm going to lose all the ghost buddies that have terrorised or taken care of me my whole life. Here's some highlights I've had. Laying in bed late one night and trying to get to sleep, I have my foot out of my covers and slightly hanging off my bed. Something grabs it and pulls. I get tugged off my bed and my bed moved a whole half metre. I was scared. Absolutely. Because nobody was in my room. And before that, my dog refused to come into my room. I just slowly went back onto my bed and curled up in a ball under my covers. One night, I go into my back area, straight laundry, to see my brother's ex-partner standing at the top of the stairs looking pale and terrified as she calls out for my brother. I come up behind her and ask what she's doing. She jumps a bit, but calms down, and eventually my brother comes back upstairs. My yard is pitch black at night, so I just assumed she was wondering where he was. Until later, I found out that she saw an old-looking lady in like a Victorian-style dress near the tree in my backyard, just standing there. Everyone in my house has had some sort of experience of her. My experience with her is I was getting clothes off the line and she was just there, staring at me. I nearly died. One time, I entered my room and it was really, really hot, like boiling hot, but it was winter. I'm Australian, living in a tropical area, so I'm used to heat. But in the winter, it never really goes above 20 Celsius, which is freezing for me, and had a really negative and heavy atmosphere. I was so tired, and it was after work, so I just said, "You can get lost right now, it's not the time." And after a couple of seconds, my room cooled down and went back to normal. I was in my shower one time at like 11 p.m. when I heard my mum laughing right outside the door. I froze and went dead silent because she usually goes to sleep at around 8 p.m. After a couple of seconds of silence, I hear footsteps walking away from the door into my backyard. Then I hear my dog absolutely book it through my bathroom is in the laundry, down the stairs, and start barking and screaming her head off. She has 3 types of barks: her playful high-pitched one, her warning one when someone's just walking down the street, and then her guard dog one that's loud, deep and terrifying. She was using her guard dog one. My younger sister has so many stories of her toys just flying off the shelves in her old room. And back when I was in that room, the same thing happened. What also happened was the closet. That room is the only one with the built-in closet. It's also the smallest room. Opening and closing throughout the night. Let me tell you guys, I'm currently 16 and I still struggle to open and close it, since the slidey bits are rusted and the door is heavy. As a child, my grandfather died. Great-grandfather. We just called him Grandpa though. And after his funeral, I was sitting on my bed and crying to myself because I missed him. And this was my first experience with mortality. 2 people enter my room and start comforting me. I recognised one as my grandpa, but I had absolutely no clue who the second person was. That was until a couple of years later, I saw a photo of my grandpa's wife, and realised it was her. She died before I was born. All my life, I've been told she's my guardian angel, and is the reason why I get into so much deathly situations and come out alive and okay. Her name is my middle name because when I was born, like a couple of hours after, when my grandpa got to see me, I apparently gave him a look that my grandma used to give him all the time. And he went, "She looks like Tui," or something. So they made my middle name her name. At night, you would always hear footsteps walking down my hall. Either it's the house setting, or it's someone walking. And most of the time you can hear the distinct footsteps. Sometimes I also hear the sound of my dead dog crying. It kind of freaks me out. If I have my hand hanging off my bed at night, I can feel someone holding it. Not doing anything bad, they just hold it. Sometimes I also feel that feeling of someone brushing their thumb over my knuckles. It's kind of nice. It's not nice, however, when I get the feeling of hot breath on my hand. My house is 2 stories. The first story has the formerly front room, which is now my brother's room and my pop's workshop. We live upstairs, about 8 or so metres up. I don't know, I'm bad at estimating. But the tapping at the windows is really weird and I hate it. Plus I hear knocks on my door all the time. I know better than to open my door when I hear 3 knocks. But sometimes I hear rapid loud knocking on my door, and when I open it, there's nothing there. Freaky. Final little thing about my house, which is more sad than scary. My pop died last month, and he spent a lot of time under the house in his workshop, doing stuff since he was a builder. Nobody can go under there now, since there's just a heavy feeling of being watched. Not watched in a bad way, but just watched, like someone's observing you. I hope he's watching over us. I also hope he was able to pass on peacefully. Anyways, that's some stuff that happens in my house that I remember. Hope if you made it to the end you enjoyed. I mainly wrote this for myself, since I get really, really bad paranoia the moment ghosts and stuff get brought up. This is like exposure therapy. Confronting my fears, or like acknowledging it. I don't know. But I hope this helped me feel peaceful at night, and I hope it didn't just have the opposite effect, and I won't be able to sleep tonight. Hearing your mum laugh and it's not your mum is bad.
Yeah.
You know? And the taps on the window, it just always reminds me of Salem's Lot. And I cannot deal with that.
You've got to go around the house with sage.
Yeah.
And like salt.
Yeah. Purify that house. Are you ready for the 4th and final story?
Yes, I am.
3 years ago, I saw a something in the woods. And I need help figuring out what it was. Quick preface. At the time this happened, I lived in a cabin in the woods, and my parents lived in an RV next to it. I have a short 20-metre walk from their door to mine. Important, I have no history of schizophrenia or hallucinations, and I haven't exhibited any signs since. Okay, so it's night time, and I have a military-grade flashlight with me because I've been getting spooked on my short walk home. I'm pointing the flashlight around, and for a split second it flashes over this creature. I shine the light back at it for another split second before dropping the flashlight, falling back on my ass, terrified because the creature lunged at me before turning around and running into something where it disappeared. It looked like it ran into an invisible portal or wall or something. Keep in mind this all happened within a second or two. I booked it back to my mum's, screaming that I'd seen a demon. It was about 25 feet away from me, and it was short, like maybe around 4'10". It was wet and had this slight stringy, greasy black hair. It was blue, but sort of like an oil slick type blue. Whatever material it was covered in was giving off the blue sheen. I didn't see its legs, but they were short. Its head was large. Please help me figure this out. I'm terrified of the dark now, and I'd just like to get a restful night's sleep.
This Halloween, what's under your costume might just steal the show.
Wait, is that glow-in-the-dark underwear?
Booyah! MeUndies has dropped their spookiest collection yet. Glow-in-the-dark undies and PJs so comfy, it's scary.
Tricks, treats, and buttery soft briefs.
Exactly. To get cozy and spooky for less, go to MeUndies.com/trick-or-treat and enter code TRICKORTREAT to get 20% off your first order. That's 20% off your first order at MeUndies.com/trick-or-treat. Code TRICKORTREAT. MeUndies. Treat yourself.
If you're a smoker or vapor, ready to make a change, you really only need one good reason. But with Zyn nicotine pouches, you'll discover many good reasons. Zyn is America's #1 nicotine pouch brand. Plus, Zyn offers a robust rewards program. There are lots of options when it comes to nicotine satisfaction. But there's only one Zyn. Check out Zyn.com/find to find Zyn at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Oh, I love the idea of staying in a cabin in the woods and seeing a creature.
Yeah.
I love it. Because it is one of those, like, did I just really see that?
I capture it.
Yeah, keep it as a pet,
Yeah.
couldn't you? Depends what it is.
Conversation starter.
Oh dear.
Well, that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed and we'll catch you again soon.
We will indeed. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
This Halloween, what's under your costume might just steal the show.
Wait, is that glow-in-the-dark underwear?
Booyah! MeUndies has dropped their spookiest collection yet. Glow-in-the-dark undies and PJs so comfy, it's scary.
Tricks, treats, and buttery soft briefs.
Exactly. To get cozy and spooky for less, go to MeUndies.com/trick-or-treat and enter code TRICKORTREAT to get 20% off your first order. That's 20% off your first order at MeUndies.com/trick-or-treat. Code TRICKORTREAT. MeUndies. Treat yourself.
If you're a smoker or vapor, ready to make a change, you really only need one good reason. But with Zyn nicotine pouches, you'll discover many good reasons. Zyn is America's #1 nicotine pouch brand. Plus, Zyn offers a robust rewards program. There are lots of options when it comes to nicotine satisfaction. But there's only one Zyn. Check out Zyn.com/find to find Zyn at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
My dog Max loves chewing on my favorite pair of shoes. almost as much as he loves his Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula dry dog food. Seriously, he never leaves a crumb. And I love it too, because it's made with high-quality protein, antioxidant-packed fruits, and nutrient-rich veggies. Blue Buffalo foods are made with the superior ingredients your dog needs to thrive. Can your dog food say that? Visit feedbluefood.com to learn more.